right, welcome to One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra. And tonight we've got a great program for you. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And I tell you what, we have had a little technical difficulty beforehand, but that's okay because it's all happening right now. We've got the Jay Gill getting ready to come on here. He was just flying in from his workplace in Colorado, and he had a lot of work that he was doing today. Harrison came flying in from tennis practice, and so I'm the only one that's not flying in. I've been here. I've been waiting on these guys. I'm excited to bring them on. So without any further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and bring Jay on. Okay, Jay, what's going on?
Oh, oh man, like you said, just flying, having an awesome day, super productive, super busy. I was a little scared during that introduction.
Why?
Well, Harrison has such a stoic face, and he's like pointing, I want to make sure you get my finger on screen, and he's looking, and
Uh
I'm
huh.
sitting here thinking, what would I have to do to be in a situation to get him to look at me like that and
Yeah.
point? And I thought, well, he won't see me on the football field, but what if we're at a restaurant? Because I like to eat, and I'm sure he does too. And all of a sudden, he's like, pointing, and I'm gonna be like, hey man, I don't want no trouble. You can have my plate of food. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get beaten up by Harrison Miller. It would definitely happen. No, I loved it. That was such a great picture. I remember when we did his interview. I remember when we did his photo shoot. It was such a good time. And that was just a good shot. I like that. If you didn't get to see that picture of Harrison Miller, go back to the introduction. That's a good looking picture.
Yeah, you know what? And it's quite possible during the photo shoot, maybe he was pointing at you there. I don't know. Could have been.
Boy, I I get scared a lot, Dad, and I don't remember that. I would remember if he did that to me. But anyways, sorry, I get so goofy. Luckily, our viewers love me. So tonight we have the latest from our cover issue. We have the person from our last cover. He's on the show tonight, and that is Harrison Miller. Dad, pull it up. Pull it up. There he is. That's the point. That's the one.
That's the
Oh my
point.
goodness.
I wish I could
It's
turn it.
intimidating.
I'm gonna I'm gonna flip it over so he's pointing at you. How's that?
Oh,
There you
thanks,
go.
Dad.
Wait a
Appreciate
minute.
that.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Get the finger. There it is.
uh, so Harrison is a senior at Helias. He was a part of the Class 4 state championship team where Helias defeated MICDS Rams 35-30, and they ended that season on a 14-0 record. That happened just 2 seasons ago. And so, yeah, and an epic accomplishment. I can't wait to dive into that with Harrison tonight and just how that felt. Um, and how as a senior now, he had his last season. He's graduating, and so how he's leaving that legacy behind for that next generation. Super excited to talk to him about that. In case you haven't read Harrison's article, it's called "Switching Positions and Scoring Touchdowns." It's hard to find a position on the field that Harrison hasn't been a part of. He played quarterback a lot of his younger career, and that was until he got into high school. And he ended up long snapping. He was a kicker. He was a wide receiver. He was a linebacker. So he is just one of those all-around athletes where you want him on the field doing something. We got to find an excuse, make him the kicker. That's how I feel the coaches used him. And just an absolutely fantastic guy. He then transitioned to that outside wide receiver where you have to be quick when you're watching those football games. That outside wide receiver, you have to learn to be fast. And I had such a good time talking with Harrison, and I get into it in the article I wrote. But the technicalities and how official that position is, he gave a ton of praise to his wide receiver Coach Wiggins, and he starts talking about how when you're on a break, you have to drop your hips and turn and whip your head around. And I'm like, I just thought you ran and caught a football. Like I did. You don't think about all of the technical stuff that goes into each position. So it's Harrison is such a smart guy, and I love sitting down and talking with him and hearing about all of that. He was such a regular part of this offense. He even had a 48-yard touchdown. Now he could tell me there might be a better one out there. That's the one I saw, and I thought 48 yards. Man, that's good. And he grabbed that pass against Washington just this past November. Harrison is actually the second Miller to grace the cover of Sports Locker magazine, following in the footsteps of his eldest brother, Jonas. So very excited to sit down, talk about football, talk about the future.
We'll have to find out whether there's going to be, like, the second week in the row sibling trash talk continues on.
Oh,
With the
I hope
Porters
so.
last week, we'll see if Harrison brings anything about Jonas. I don't know.
Here's the deal. You know, if I'm with my brother and someone asks me about him, I'm gonna say the worst thing I could possibly think of. When he's not around, it's like, oh no, he's the nicest guy ever. I would just never tell him that. Well, why wouldn't you tell him that? Because he's my brother.
That's
So
right.
I'm sure Harrison will be very appropriate tonight,
He'll be
just
appropriate.
because it's only him. That's right.
Are you ready to bring him on?
Dude, let's bring him on. He looks way better than the two of us combined.
Well, let's
I'll
get
tell
him
you
on
that.
here, okay? Let's do it. All right, Harrison, welcome.
What's up, boys? I'm
What's
happy to
up?
be here.
Yeah, well, we're glad to have you on here, and we said there could be a little trash talk about which one of you looked better on the cover between you and Jonas, but that's up to you. We'll just leave it there.
I mean, yeah, obviously when we're together, I'll definitely say that I was the better looking one, but
Okay,
I don't know.
you handled it quite well, and I'm sure
Yeah.
your mom will definitely say, "Well done, son. Well done."
Yeah.
Well done.
Hey, we're gonna have some fun.
But your dad, now Dan, on the other hand, I think he would be like, look, I love both my boys equally, but Harrison looked the best.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
definitely
give
the
it to him.
favorite.
Come on.
You're definitely the favorite.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
hands down.
That's awesome. All right. Well, hey, we're gonna have some fun tonight, and I think Jay, you're probably ready to get started off. Kick off some questions. How's that?
Awesome.
Yeah, no problem. So, Harrison, I mean, it's senior year, football season's over. What have you been up to, man? What's going on?
I've been playing tennis, been getting on that grind. And then there's a piano in my room that's been collecting dust, and I kind of want to see what I can do on that. But mostly just focusing on school, and yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, tennis. I mean, I had no idea you picked up tennis just in your free time. Where'd that come
So
from?
I don't know. So me and my friends at the beginning of the year, we talked about it as a joke, but we started like watching different tennis players on TV and on YouTube, and I don't know, it just looked like a lot of fun. And then we played a couple times, and we had a lot of fun doing it. So we figured it was something we could pass our spring by with. We could do that instead of track. I mean, we'd been doing track the first 3 years, and I don't know. We were doing track to stay in shape for football,
Yep.
and now we have no football to stay in shape for. So get on that tennis grind.
So it's your first time. Are you having fun? Like you joined the team?
Yeah, I'm having
Are you,
a ton of fun. Yeah, all the guys are pretty cool. They're pretty accepting. I mean, today was my first practice, and
that's cool.
I got to run with a couple of varsity guys. So yeah.
Hey, Harrison, real quick. I mean, I know your mom's probably watching, but Jay's mom is watching right now too, and she said tennis is great. So, Jane,
Yeah.
welcome. We saw also Patty Barnhart McFeeder. She said she's on here as Patty's faithful every week. She's on here checking you out, so that's awesome. But thank you, Jane. Thank you, Patty, for joining us, and as well as the others watching. So, all right.
You know, I always had to play mini tennis, and that's ping pong.
Ping pong. That's what I've always.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I've always played, and so I don't know if I could play big boy ping pong because that's a lot of running.
Big boy ping pong.
That's what I've always said. I've always said tennis is just big ping pong, and I'm pretty good at ping pong.
Yeah.
So it's not directly
you're rocking.
transferable
All right.
though. So it's
Okay.
it's a little bit of a learning curve from ping pong, but yeah.
Okay.
So do you have like epic games of ping pong with your dad or your brother or anybody like that?
A couple summers ago, me and my dad and my brother had the ping pong table set up, and I got pretty good then, and we would have some pretty good games going. We'd be sweating pretty hard by the time we were done. But
Oh yeah.
I don't know. We haven't really gotten into it recently.
Well, I want to ask this question about. I mean, we're just going to go into this real quick. In the area that you played, did you have like a slanted ceiling that you could use that as your advantage to run your opponent into the wall? Did you have that?
No, but I know what you're talking about. At a couple of my friends' houses, we there'll be a pole right next to the table or whatever, and you'll hit it against the pole, push them into the pole, and they have nothing they can do. So
I just want to be clear. I never did that to Jay.
yeah.
Oh. Oh, where is Jesus when I need him? I mean, God is my witness that he says he never did it on purpose. Okay,
No,
but
I did
you
it
know
on
how many
purpose.
times okay. You know how many times I hit my head on that wall? Oh my goodness. Oh,
It
just
was fun though.
trying to. It was a great time.
It was.
I used to be as good looking as Harrison until I hit my
Oh,
head that many times. Then I lost it all. I lost it all. Now I'm Santa Claus.
I
Anyways,
just hope I'm as good looking as you are when I get older.
Oh, look at that!
oh, and he
Wow.
calls me old. I love it. So, anyways, Harrison, speaking of hurting ourselves and getting injured, you've actually had some pretty gnarly injuries through your playing career. What were those injuries, and what was some of the most difficult obstacles that you had to overcome?
So my freshman year, I broke my fibula. Yeah, my fibula in my leg,
Ugh.
and that was during a I was punting on JV, and I so it was a bad snap. So Ethan Holzhauser tossed me a bad snap, and I it went over my head. I ran back, I grabbed it, and it was raining and it was muddy, and we were in Moberly, I think. And I rolled out to my right, and I got hit low, and
Mm.
I just twisted, and I felt it pop, and I thought my knee popped at first, but um,
Oh,
it was fine. And I had Coach White and Coach Rockers, I think, helping me off the field. And when I got to the sideline, I was sitting there, and all of a sudden, my brother Jonas. So it was the first game he had watched that year, and all of a sudden he was down there.
of
Yeah,
course.
exactly. And all of a sudden he was down there next to me on the bench, and he was like, "You think we wrap it up pretty tight? You can get back in there?" And I got up on it, and I was like standing on it for a second. I was like, I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I was like, I don't. It might be a little worse than. And by this time, it was all swollen. I
Wow.
was like, it might be a
Oh,
little worse than a sprain.
Your brother's like, can you wrap it up and get back out on the field? Wow, that's awesome.
I mean, I'm not trying to say anything, but just rub some dirt on it, buddy, and get back in the
Rub some
game.
dirt
You
on it.
know,
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
I don't know what the problem is. Oh, broken fibula. Never mind. Sorry.
My goodness.
God.
So then, I guess my next injury was I guess I had my hamstring injury uh last year. Yeah, last year. At the beginning of the season, and I'm still not quite sure what was going on. It just kept like I pulled it, I guess you would say, and it just kept giving me problems. And this is like the first. This was beginning in like the beginning of August until like the third game of the year or something, maybe later than that. But that the worst part about that was that it was during like all the new. And I think I talked to you about this, but it was during all the new install and like when we were like refining plays and stuff, and so it was just hard to get like get into it when I got back. It was just hard to because it was hard to stay with it all when I was out, and hard to get back into it when I got back. And then yeah, so then like I'm not sure how far into the season I tore my labrum in my left shoulder, and yeah, I mean that I played through the last 4 or 5 games with. I'm not sure. Um, and that shoulder had always bothered me, but I'm not sure like what that it was probably just strained for a long time, and then I finally just
Mhm.
it gave way, and and then I had surgery on that last year over the summer, or no, not over the summer. During in January I had surgery on that. So yeah.
Wow, and I'm thinking the whole time your brother on all those other injuries, he's like, it's not broke. You should get out there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Dang it,
Uh,
Jonas! Don't become a doctor.
yeah.
Better yet, become a doctor so you can help
Yeah, he
diagnose
was.
this
The
stuff.
funny thing is, yeah. So he was in pre med. That was like his. He was. That's what he wanted to do then, and he was in pre med, and he was like, "Oh, I bet you can get back out there." That was funny.
so now
Yeah.
he's in dentistry, right?
Now he's he
Okay,
switched.
better
Yeah, now
choice,
he's in
Jonas. Better
dentistry.
choice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
even dentistry. He is such a smart guy. How long's he been in college now? Just curious.
I guess this is his fifth year because he had 4
Yeah.
years of undergraduate, and
mhm.
then this is his fifth year. Yeah, he's up at
Yeah.
UMKC Dental School.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Very good. Hey, real quick, not including the state championship that you had a couple years ago, what was your favorite memory in football as you've been playing?
I mean, all the time we had with the guys was awesome, but probably my favorite memory other than the state championship game, probably scoring my first touchdown is my junior year. And it was so I was playing wide receiver and Zach Walken was in at quarterback and he was looking downfield. He had like I don't remember what play we had called, but I was not supposed to get the ball. I wasn't even really a check down in that play, but I was just like running a hitch or something way out on the sideline. And I ran it and I was just standing there and he was looking downfield. There was nothing open. And he like I just went like I was like waving my arms. I was like, here. So he looked and he threw it to me. And I ran for like, I don't know, 40 some yards maybe.
That's
And
awesome.
it was pretty awesome, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so obviously, Dad didn't want to talk about that championship. I do a little bit. Tell me, how was winning that state championship?
It was pretty awesome. I mean, that's the goal of every season. Really, every season is it shouldn't be this way, but most seasons, like if you don't end with a state championship, it's kind of a letdown for most people. That's how they feel. So it was just awesome to end a season on such a high note, and especially to see all the senior guys that I mean worked so hard for that. It was awesome for them to win it, and it was awesome to be part of it. Honestly, I don't know, it was awesome.
So you talked about in your article when, after the game, you just kind of went out onto the field just to kind of take it all in. Tell us a little bit about that and what were you trying to really get a hold of there?
So I don't. I mean, I just went out there because it was my last time playing football that season, and and it's just such a cool thing. I mean, things like that don't happen often, obviously, and I just wanted to when I was still on my pads to just go out there and soak it all in. Just I don't know, just think about everything we had accomplished that season, all the hard work we'd put in. Just think about my guys. Think about I don't know. Just felt like I needed to do it.
Good.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, Helias hadn't won a football state championship since 1998?
98, I think. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's an amazing accomplishment, and
Hmm.
you guys have had so much success. I don't want to take away district and conference championships that you guys have had, but to win that state championship, it actually puts you guys in a different class. You guys ended up
Yeah.
playing Class 5 this year,
Yeah.
and
That was tough.
so I it was tough, but I mean, you guys even held your own this year. You guys,
Hmm.
no matter how you want to shake it, you guys still had great record, great season. You guys were playing some amazing ball. You were just
Yeah.
you were in Class 5 this year, which was a big deal.
Yeah. 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 That was tough. That Holt team that we lost to was, I mean, they were big and athletic and well coached. I
Oh
mean, they were
yeah.
all around very polished team. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. It was
Well,
tough.
you know what else is tough? Being able to
What's
find a
that?
transition going into the commercial for CNS Business Services. So that's what's tough. So, however, since
But
we're
yet you do
talking
it
tough,
every week.
we did it, and we're going to go in because the job market has been tough, and we're going to make sure that people know where to go. So we're going to bring on our sponsor here real quick.
Not everybody is an 8 to 5 Monday through Friday type. At CNS, we have employment options for the way you want to work with our flexible scheduling program. Flexible scheduling is designed to fit your lifestyle and allows you to be in control of your schedule. CNS offers insurance plans upon employment. Celebrating 45 years of staffing, CNS Business Services.
Say yes to CNS.
Well, you know what? I guess it's really not that tough at all. If you need a job, just contact Paula and them at CNS Business Services, and they will get you started. There you go. I can't do any better than that, guys.
There you go.
You
There
can't.
go.
That
was
was
awesome.
good. That was solid, Dad. That was solid.
All right.
Solid.
A
Awesome.
plus.
Hey, we're in second part. Jay, kick it off, man.
Well, so during the second part, I mean, you're a senior now. You're towards the tail end
Yep.
of your high school career. You always hear that. If I only knew, then what I know now, I could have done things a little differently. So I just kind of want to use this opportunity for you to reflect on your high school career. And so these questions are going to be based on reflection, and then also maybe help others who are younger than you, people who are watching and going, what can I learn from Harrison Miller? So to start it off, I know before you were solely focused on football, you did participate in a couple other sports. If you want to talk about those other sports, and then what made you shift your focus, like, I just want to focus on football as my main sport.
So I played basketball, and I always liked to play basketball, but I was good at basketball in middle school, and that was because I was about 5'7" in the 7th and 8th grade. So it made it a lot easier than when you're 5'9" and you're a freshman and sophomore playing. So I was always, plus, I mean, you completely change where you're playing, because I was a postman in grade school, and then I turned into a guard in high school. So, I mean, I still enjoyed basketball, but I mean, I just started playing rec league instead, because when you're only playing to enjoy it, you don't want to take it so seriously. And then I also ran track, which was for football, so I guess that still kept my focus on football. So, yeah.
What's the races that you ran in track? What events did you compete in?
So I lettered my freshman year because I had broken my leg at the end of football, and I was just getting, so I was out for like 3 months, and I still wasn't fully back in shape at the beginning of track season, but I worked pretty hard. And so by the end of the season, when districts were coming up, a couple of my friends were running. They were trying to figure out who was going to run the 4x400 in districts, and a couple of my friends were running against each other to see who it was. And Coach Coach Verslois, the sprinters coach, she said she was going to have these two kids race to see who would get the last spot in the district's 4x400. And so I walked up to her and I was like, can you just time me by myself? Because I didn't think I was in very good shape. I just wanted to see what my 400 time would be. And she was like, just hop in with them. I was like, no. And finally I did. And I beat them. And I got into the 4x400 spot. And so I lettered my freshman year, and because I ran in districts.
Right.
And then we went to districts, and our team got smoked.
Yeah.
So, what was your fastest time running the 400?
Probably 56 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 50, 57, maybe 50. I don't know, somewhere in there. Not crazy, but.
Well, under a minute's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, under a minute's pretty good.
Yeah. We're thinking about driving that, and we can make that under a minute. Yeah, we can do that.
Yep, absolutely.
I ran that race in high school. That is a tough race.
It's terrible.
People do not understand how rough that is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's easy. Just run one time around the track. No.
Exactly.
You want to crawl
mean-
at the finish.
Yeah, by the last 100, that's all guts. But,
It feels
yeah.
like you're going in slow motion that last 100.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It really
The
does.
track is growing. The
Yeah.
track is growing.
You're like, am I carrying concrete blocks behind me? What's the deal?
Yeah, the 100 meters. I mean, they just keep getting longer every time you. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think the first 100 meters feels long, but whatever. You all reflect. I'll let you guys reflect. That's fine. Harrison, if you
Yeah.
had to do things differently with your high school career, what would you have done differently? What I kind of, that question's asked kind of advice to someone who's maybe listening and, you're like, hey, I wish I would have done this. So just reflect.
Probably I would just make sure you know everything. I just be a scholar of the game. Make sure you know everything there is to know. Watch film. Watch as much film as you can. Make sure you know your playbook first and foremost. If you don't know the playbook, I've seen a lot of guys, I mean, myself included, for a few times. I mean, you don't know the playbook, and then the coaches they'll just look to the next guy. So you got to know the playbook as soon as you get it. You got to study it, and then just watch film, get in the gym. But even that's probably because you're going to work out with the football team. Just get in your playbook, know everything. I know a lot of guys who they'll start because they're just so smart about how they play, and and then probably just figure out what position you want to play and focus on that.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
When you're a pretty smart guy. Like I enjoy talking football with you because you understand the game so much. But so like someone who's watching film, trying to break down like their position, what are they looking for when they're watching film? And then how did you learn like that wide receiver position so well? What helped you do that?
So a big thing on defense when you're watching film, so you have keys, like, so where I played, like outside linebacker or inside linebacker, you have keys, and they're the linemen. They're whichever linemen are specified for you. So let's say you play Will, you're reading the guard tackle bubble. So it's the two outside offensive linemen. So you're reading them. So when you're watching film on another team that you're about to play, you want to watch those two guys and how they act. So like sometimes an offensive guard, he'll put his hand on a pass play, he'll put his hand more lightly on the ground because he's a big guy and he can't move very well. So he needs to get up quicker. So you can pick up on that, and you can see that during the game. A lot of just little things like that. I mean, yeah, just a lot of just your keys, and then just how the quarterback acts on different plays. So like, does he always throw it where he's looking, or does he sometimes look you off? And then on offense, probably, I mean, the best way to learn, so like wide receiver, the best way to learn wide receiver is just reps. Like learning how to run routes, you have to run a ton of routes. You have to run like hundreds of routes. You can't really, I mean, watching the really good wide receivers play does help, but you really have to just get reps at it. Yeah.
All right. So who would you compare yourself to as far as when you're looking at the style of, like the cheetah or, somebody? Who would you compare your style to? What have you tried to model? Who have you tried to model yourself after?
Dude, Dad, short white boy, come on, Julian Edelman, come on,
I
baby.
was gonna say,
Come on,
yeah, like Wes Welker, probably.
there you go, Wes Welker, absolutely.
But Jay's got the
Cooper
beard
Kupp.
for that, and we just kind of morph you guys there. Hey.
There you go.
Well, speaking of picking up attributes from people, I don't know. Your mom is a really good long distance runner. How were you with that?
I used to be better. I used to run cross country, and that was in about 8th grade. Yeah, it was in 8th grade, and I probably weighed 160 pounds then. Now I weigh 190 pounds, so it's a little more difficult. Um, I could probably get back into it, and I want to because just get the summer body going.
Yeah.
But yeah,
When you
I
get
don't
our
know.
age,
It's
you just got to just keep the body going. That's it.
There you go. Ladies love the dad bod.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so if you were to run a race against your mom, I mean, have you ever beat your mom in a distance race?
Well, so if we were in a race, like if we both signed up for the same race, she would sign up for the 10K, I would sign up for 5K. So, but if we were running against each other, I'm pretty sure I would get dusted.
Okay, there you go. That is a great, honest answer because I know your
Yeah.
mom is
Great
really
answer.
good at that. Now, let's go. Let's go the other direction. Other than picking up injuries like your dad had, what attributes have you got from him? I mean, like he tore his rotator cuff, and I think
Yeah.
he injured. Didn't he injure
Definitely got the
both of them?
shoulders. Yeah. And now my right shoulder's messed up. Definitely got
Okay.
my dad's shoulders.
Yeah.
um
Thanks, Dad.
I didn't get his beard growing skills, unfortunately. But or beard growing genetics, I guess, not really a
Yeah.
skill. Yeah,
This too
Jay's
shall
over
come.
there
No,
stroking
it's
it.
a skill.
It's a
Thank you
skill.
very much.
Okay.
It's a skill.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it will come, my young grasshopper. It will
Yeah.
come.
Hopefully.
Grasshopper. So your dad. I know your dad really put a lot of effort and energy and support into both you and your brother. What do you appreciate about the time that your parents spent just throughout your career?
I mean, they've always been there for me. Uh, they never really pressured me to do. I mean, they just always encouraged me to do whatever sport I wanted. Um, and then, I mean, they never put too much pressure on me to that I had to succeed. They just let me play for fun. Yeah. And they always drove me around to my practices, and I would always be in. When I was younger, I was always in two different sports, so I'm sure that wasn't fun driving me and I guess Jonas for a while. But yeah, so they were just always there. Yeah.
Awesome, very good.
Yep.
Hey, we're getting real close on time. We want to make sure that we have time for the speed round, but
Okay.
I do want to
Absolutely.
ask. I do want to ask you. Let everybody know what's the next step. What are you going to be doing next when you get out of high school?
I'm gonna go to Mo State, and I think I'm gonna major in biology. That's the plan right now.
Okay,
So yeah.
very cool. With that, Jay, do you have any questions? Oh,
Speed
wait a
round.
minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold the phone. We've got a guest come on here, Mr. Elijah Mayfield. Miss,
Elijah.
he says he misses you, buddy. That's
Oh, I
right.
miss you too, buddy.
He's awesome. We appreciate
Yeah.
Elijah. He's a great guy. So, all right, Jay,
Fantastic guy. Well, I did want to give you the opportunity before we go into our last segment here, but talk a little bit about Jonas, your relationship with him, and what do you appreciate about your brother?
other than
Um.
medical advice.
Yeah.
uh,
He can work on your teeth later after he graduates.
um, I mean, yeah, he's always been a pretty good big brother. um, he uh, he didn't beat me up too much, I guess. And he's always given me a good example. It's always good to have a role model that close. Like he's 4 years older than me. It's good to have a role model that's that close in age to you. And yeah, I don't know. He's always been awesome to me, so can't really complain.
Good.
Wow,
And then
that's a great answer.
my final great. My, the final question I had on my mind was I want to give you a chance to give a shout out to Helias. Obviously, you spent all 4 years there. What do you appreciate about Helias? What do you have to say to them?
Elias, I mean, it's been a great place to learn, grow in my faith, um, and a lot of the connections I've made at Elias, I, I mean, I think they'll be lifelong. It's no telling right now, but I really, I mean, I really have strong connections with a lot of the teachers and the coaches and my friends. I think I'm in a room with one of my friends from Hawaii at Mo State, and
Awesome.
hopefully we don't become enemies. I know that's kind of the what everyone says, but I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, with frenemies. Call them frenemies.
Yeah,
There you go.
frenemies. Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Jay Gill, are you ready to do some speed round?
Oh,
all right. So the whole goal of the speed round is just so people can get to know you a little bit more, so we can ask crazy zany questions. And
okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
none of
we
these pre-planned questions. This is stuff that you don't know anything about. Let's get after that.
all right. All right, I'll start us off, Dad.
All right.
All right, Harrison. What's your favorite after-game snack or meal?
Cosmic brownies. Actually, no.
Cosmic.
The homemade cookies that Miss Ordway made for us every home game. Yeah.
Okay. That's a
Nice.
shout
Those
out
are
for
the
some
best.
more cookies, it sounds like
Shout
to
out.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you deserve them. All right, what's your favorite TV show to binge or watch?
Yellowstone right now.
Yellowstone. Nice.
Yeah. Yellowstone.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite animal?
The lion.
The
Oh.
lion. All
the
right,
king of the
do roar.
jungle.
Do the roar. Come on.
Rah.
There it is.
There you go.
All right.
It's the best I got
What's
right there.
your I loved it. What's your favorite season of weather?
The summer. No school, best weather, swimming. It's the best.
Okay, there you go. What nickname did your dad call you growing up?
He called me just Harry. My friends elaborated on that a little bit. Harry, and then yeah, so that's about the only nicknames
Yeah,
I
well,
have.
thank you. Keep it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I was going to ask if you had any current nicknames, but maybe I don't want
there
to
you
know.
go. There you go. Yeah, those have kind of stuck
Oh,
with me.
that's awesome. All right, finish this phrase. The way to my heart is
My belly.
through the belly.
Yep.
Good answer. Good
I
answer.
love to eat.
What's your favorite workout?
I love to squat. Yeah, squat rack. I love to hit the squat rack.
Squat rack. All right. Who's your favorite superhero?
Iron Man, definitely.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I had, Dad. Keep going.
Okay, well, since you said that one, let's go ahead and say, what superhero most resembles you?
Gotta be Thor.
Gotta be Thor. There you go.
The
Nice.
strongest.
I
Yes.
I
Just
was
kidding.
gonna say Captain America.
Now, wait a minute.
Yeah,
There you go,
Hold on
Captain
here.
America.
Hold on here. Hold on. We gotta clarify this because is it Fat Thor or is it the other Thor?
I'm
Fat Thor, of
I'm
course.
Harry Thor. Come on, Dad. Come on.
All right. Worst tasting food you've ever had?
Oh man. One time my aunt gave me jalapeno peanut brittle and it was terrible. I almost threw up.
Oh,
Yeah, it was disgusting. Yeah, it was disgusting.
that sounds
That's-
awful.
I think she's probably listening right now too.
But
It was the
I
aunt that
I
called
wouldn't
me
mind
right
trying
before
that though.
we got on.
All right.
Oh, man.
Most unusual quality that you received from your dad?
Probably the shoulders, the fragile shoulders,
Fragile
Glass.
shoulders. There you go.
glass shoulders.
Glass
Glass shoulders.
Oh,
That's good. All
horrible.
right. Longest time you've slept at one time?
Probably 18 hours.
Wow.
Wait, hold on. Are we saying woken up and then went back to sleep?
No, just at one time.
Okay, probably just 12, 14 maybe.
looking at
Get mom and dad on.
Mom and Dad. How long was it?
For 2 days. He slept for 2 whole days. Didn't even see the boy.
He was even eating in his sleep.
Yeah.
Mom, just feed me intravenously, please.
Hook up the IV.
Yeah. All right.
Oh
Favorite
my
place that you've traveled to?
Alabama.
Gulf
Anywhere
Shores?
with a beach, but Dolphin. We go to Dolphin Island. We've been in the last couple of years. It's close to Gulf Shores, but not a lot of people go there. A lot less people, at least, than Gulf
Yeah.
Shores. So it's just kind of quiet.
Are there
and-
dolphins?
There are, yeah.
Hey,
I think every time we've gone, we've seen dolphins. Yeah,
that's pretty
How
cool.
cool.
yeah.
All right.
Who
Pretty
would have
awesome.
thought going to
Lives
Dolphin
up to,
Island
lives
and
up to the
having
name.
dolphins?
Lives up to the name. Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
I'm just saying, if I went somewhere called Dolphin Island and there
And
was
saw
no
no
dolphins,
dolphins.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah.
How
Need your
disappointing.
money.
Need your
Dolphin
money
Island.
back. Yeah.
I want my money back.
Okay. Speaking of dolphins, biggest fish you've ever caught?
I haven't been fishing in a long time. Probably a 5-pound fish, 5-pound bass, probably.
And
If
so,
that.
so that we can get a really good picture of
If
this.
that. No, that's smaller than that. Ooh.
If we can get a really good picture of this, I'm going to switch to you in the individual screen so you can show how big it was, okay?
Okay. I don't know why I said 5-pound. It's probably less than that. About. Wait, hold on. Let me
All right,
Come
there
on,
you go.
fisherman. It starts here.
Yeah.
You're 50.
You know what?
It's
Did I say
the
5 pounds? I meant 15, and that thing was
Yeah.
Okay.
huge.
Wait a minute. You know, as you get older, it grows, so it's okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
Oh, yeah.
happens.
Oh, yeah.
Most unusual food you've tried and liked?
I like pretty much everything, but a couple weeks ago I tried. My friend made he put pickles and a tuna in a can of tuna. It's really good, actually.
Okay.
I don't know
There you
how
go.
unusual that is because I don't really
So-
eat tuna, but
You can get cookies from who was it? You get cookies from?
Miss Ordway.
Miss Ordway, make sure he gets some cookies, and then your friend, make sure you get him some tuna and pickles.
That's right. That's right.
I would eat the
Just
tuna and
don't eat 'em
pickles
together.
first, and then eat the
Yeah.
cookies.
Yeah,
Do that.
definitely. Don't eat them together.
All right, here you go. This we're waiting to hear this one. Funniest quote from Coach Henches.
Gosh,
Or something that he said
man.
all the time and just like drove it home. You heard it in your
Well,
sleep.
oh man, I can't even think of one right now.
He's looking.
He's like,
Oh,
what's something that's appropriate that
he-
I can say?
Well, I think so. I had a mustache, and he called it something funny. This, yeah, okay, yeah. he called
Okay, we'll leave it
something
at that
funny.
again. Okay.
Yeah,
We're good.
yeah, that was my
All right.
favorite quote.
We're getting the picture. All right. Finish this sentence. My mom is
Loving.
loving. Yeah, so nice. All right. Well, I guess we'll finish.
Amazing. There you go.
There you go.
She's
Now we
listening right now.
better throw
Gotta
we
really
better
talk
throw
to
this
her.
out there too. My dad is
Awesome. Muscular.
all right. Well, that is the end of the speed round. You did great. Unfortunately, that's the end of the interview too. We'll go ahead and
Oh,
let
no.
Jay close us out here. But thank you so much for being on here, Jay. Go ahead and take it away, Harrison. Great job, man.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having
man,
me. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. This has been an absolute blast. Like I said earlier, I loved our time together when we got to interview with you. And then when we also got to take your photos, we just had an absolute blast. So, man, One Nation, you guys were in for a treat tonight. We had Harrison Miller, senior at Helias Catholic, and he's just an awesome guy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tonight. I hope you can like it, share it, comment. We want the whole world to get to see Harrison, so just let it out there. And we absolutely love you guys. You guys tune in every week, and you guys do such a good job. So You know what to do. Share our content. Tell your friends, and that way, me and Kurt can keep bringing you awesome people like Harrison Miller every week. We absolutely love you guys. Hope you have an awesome week. God bless.
And Harrison, I'm going to have you hang on here for just a moment after we do the closing slide. But, I have to do a shout out. My mom popped on here right at the last second. So, hey, Mom, how you doing? All right. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. God bless you. We'll see you next week.